I transformed this basic iron farm into a fantasy-style blacksmith workshop in my hardcore world as the first step of making my base valley into a magical city. Howdy folks, my name is Speaker4 and welcome back to Hardcore Minecraft. But before we can start on our magical city in our valley, we need to address the elephant in the room. Or the lack of elephant. See, as much as I like the mangrove floor look, it's not quite the vision I had in mind for our wizard tower. So to fix that, we need to snag our horse we got last session and head over to the desert we found last video. So I can mine up a couple stacks of sand, pick a few flowers for dye, and transform the floor of my wizard tower. God, it's so nice to be able to travel fast with a horse. So what I'm aiming for with the floor of this is kind of a mirrored version of what I have right here that I add depth to by doing the whole fog glass technique. Unfortunately, that's not going to be very interesting because it's mostly just digging a pit. So I'll just bring you back when I'm done, alright? Oh hey look, day 50. Neat. Well, it's not perfect, but I think you can see the vision. Kind of a reflected enchanting setup. I'm obviously out of bookshelves, but that can be done as I slowly farm cows. One of my cows has gotten out. That's not great. But with a brewing stand and a librarian in here, and it actually fogs all the way down to the bottom. If I turn on borderless glass, you can see it a little better. It goes way down there and kind of like a magical fog deal, and it's perfectly mirrored on the upside down. I think it looks pretty neat, and I also want to populate this with villagers at some point, but we don't have time for that today. So it's not totally finished, but I'll pop back in at the end to show you the final product, but for now, let's work on something else. You see, I want to start the village, which means I'm going to need some materials. And you know what that means? It's montage time. By the way, let me know if you like the montages or if you'd rather me just jump to the actual builds in the comments, okay? Alright, let's get into it. Also, I didn't record it, but just now I set up this little cow crusher. Took me like 5 minutes. I have a tutorial on it. Check it out if you want. If you don't, just know that it's here. And this is how I'm going to transition into getting meat. The montage will be a moment. Sorry. Before we can get started on our magical city, we have a couple of things to do. For one, I need to go down into the mine and find a little bit of copper. Because for part of my build palette for the magical city is some aged copper, which means I have to actually, you know, age the copper. Which takes a while, so the earlier we get it done, the better. Luckily, I stumbled into a copper vein right around halfway down my strip mine, and these things are usually pretty big, so I hope this has all the copper I'll need. Oh yeah, that'll do. Let me just get that smelting, get it crafted, and get it aging. Ah yes, behold my field of copper. It is very shiny when I don't want it to be. Yeah, I'm looking for that nice little blue color that comes with a weathered bit of copper, something like that. So I need to wait for all these to do their thing, but while we're waiting, let's go to hell. I mean the nether. I mean it's basically a hell dimension. Now, if I remember correctly, I should have some obsidian somewhere. Let's just hope it's enough. Ooh, that's gonna hurt for a little while. Let's light this thing. But before we do that, we're going to need some gold. So back into the mines it is. Nice. I do like the little crown texture that I have, although it does kind of blend in with my eyes. Altogether though, I definitely look snazzy. With that taken care of though, let's go to hell. Oh, okay, so is that a fucking fortress? You've gotta be shitting me. Well, I didn't come in here for a fortress. I came in here because I wanted a couple of blocks. For one, I wanted some of this nether quartz. This is going to be real handy for some observers that I need next video, and I also want to find a warped forest. And I don't see one immediately around me anywhere, so maybe we go exploring. The real question is, do I risk going to the fortress? Not to be a coward, but I think the answer is no. Better to live and fight another day, you know? Okay, let's find this warped forest. And not die to this gas. Come on. Okay, maybe we just run away and not run directly into the fire. Well, would you looky here. That looks like a warped forest if I've ever seen one. The only question is how to get there. Because at last I checked, I couldn't walk on lava. Okay, so genuinely cannot remember if I need Silk Touch and to be able to grow these warped shrooms on warped Nylium or not. And because I don't have Silk Touch, I'm just going to collect as much as I can while I'm here. So let's get collecting. I also want some of this ground foliage, some of these shroom lights, and a couple of these twisting vines. And I think that actually makes my inventory just about as full as it can get, so that's probably good as time as any to head home. Hopefully without my cousin here getting angry at me. You know, let's actually try to trade with a couple of piglins real quick before we go. Hey fellas, I have things for you. Some crying obsidian and a couple of spectral arrows. Not bad. Now, where exactly is my portal? Can you chill out? Did he just despawn? Maybe I just follow the trail of gassed fireballs home. It's not quite a yellow brick road, but you know, it still works out the same. Ah, home sweet home. Okay, the real question is, will these warp trees grow on plain netherrack? Apparently not, but they will grow on grass. Oh, okay. So I may have to get Silk Touch to farm these. That's a problem for future me, though. How is our weathering coming along? Actually, not too not too shabby at all. Okay, while that stuff's weathering and my brand new nether items are rotting in a chest, let's collect some materials for our magical city. We mainly needed some mangrove, some warp stem, a whole bunch of moss, and some andesite. But while we were collecting, we ran into an old friend from an old series. He has returned. It is Bill. Bill? Bill, don't run away from me. He'll come back on his own. It's inevitable. Our buddy will return to us. I'll just put down a boat there for when that happens. Or we could make it happen. Bill! Good to see you again, buddy. How are you? Ooh. I'll take that as a hug. Why can I see myself through your mouth? That's mildly concerning. But hey, Bill's back. We just need a name tag for him. Unfortunately for us and Bill, he didn't last very long. Oh my god. The Iron Golem just killed Bill. You monster. He will be missed till he inevitably reincarnates. Because he can do that. Tough luck for Bill, but I still needed some magma blocks, some andesite, and a couple of logs, so I got collecting. Alright, this is most of my materials, more or less, so let's get building. Which means it's time-lapse time. And that starts with lining the pit of our iron farm with iron blocks. And a little bit of terraforming. Don't worry about the big hole there. That's where the blacksmith house will go. I promise it'll look a little better than that. Let's get building. So what I'm aiming for with this build is kind of a fantasy-style blacksmith furnace with mangrove and amethyst as the main accident blocks. After building the base of the blacksmith's house around the original iron farm, I added on a little blacksmith workstation, complete with a furnace, a gradiented smokestack, and a little bit of an overhang. Altogether, it came out really well, and this was a good experience of getting used to the shapes and colors that I'll be using as my main theme for my magical city. Day 69. Nice. Alright, as nice as that is, we are basically done with the build. There is just a few finishing touches I want to put into place. Like a block of raw iron on the hanging sign, and getting my ass kicked by phantoms. Perish. As well as some slightly more decorative additions in the forge over here. Just things that bring it to life a little bit. The reason I want this fenced in is because I eventually want to put some villagers in here, and I don't want them to actually, well, you know, escape. So I can use them to trade all the iron I'm making from the iron farm on the interior. Altogether, I really like how this came out, and it's not totally finished. I'm going to eventually route the actual iron production through here and into some chests on the inside, but I really like how it came out. I'm probably going to replace those pink signs at some point, but that's not today. Oh yeah, by the way, I finished the interior of the wizard tower. I really like how it looks. Let me know what you think. Despite all the work, I wasn't quite satisfied with the blacksmith house, so I added a couple finishing touches. And with a little bit of stained glass in place to add a bit of a magical effect to the smokestack, almost as if the furnace is being powered by something mystical, I really like how the blacksmith station came out. It just really came together really well, and by the way, Josh, my brother from Josh Will Build, helped me build it, so go check out his channel. Okay, with that done though, let's plan out some roads real quick. After freehanding a couple of path blocks, I thought it looked pretty good. Okay, it's raining and I can't sleep it away, but I've gotten a little bit of a rudimentary road system laid out. Literally just the paths, but right now I want to build a square with a little bit of a treat inside of it. By the way, I am up on top of my wizard tower. It's actually a kind of great place. It's going to be fantastic to get a vantage of the entire valley once I'm done with it. But I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's currently Christmas Eve, as you can tell by the color of my chests. So let's build a little town square and a Christmas tree. Now, editing speaker here, I know I said it's the holidays when I recorded this, but it's currently late February because I have a full-time job and also need to sleep at times, which is why this video took so long to come out, and I'm sorry for that, but I hope you enjoy. If you want to help support me, you can consider subscribing or becoming a channel member if you really enjoy the content. Well, you know, that's not too shabby a Christmas tree and not too shabby a courtyard. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed this video, but that is just about all the time I have today because it is Christmas Eve and I've made it to 75 days in this world. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out this one right here. I've been Speaker 4 and I will catch you on the flip sides, and I hope you enjoy your holiday, alright? Okay, later. Special thanks to my channel members for helping support me.